Earlier in our talk today, you talked about Ward 4 residents being interested in the tax factor. And of course, I'm sure you've been following recently the North Ridge Place abatement issue and the problem that at least the schools see in terms of not getting initially, it's been changed because there was a settlement work, but initially not getting the full advantage of the improvement there. And now North Canton schools are asking for a 3/4 cent permanent income tax on earned income and the bond issue. And of course, if someone works outside, let's say in Akron
or,
right, that's going to be a pretty hefty tax.
It's going to be a big hike.
And of course, you have a child in the North Canton school system. So what do you say to your residents about the school issue and perhaps the prospect that, you know, North Canton's been embarked, as I understand it, on a real belt tightening efficiency move, North Canton government, but it may not be enough. They may, city officials, you as a council person, may have to vote on asking the voters for another 1/4 or a 0.5%. So what's the discussion out in Ward 4 about these factors?
So I will say, and I've been very vocal of this, I had an interview, I've talked to people, be educated, be very, very educated. The feedback I'm getting, they don't understand the earned income tax. So I've been more than happy to direct them to resources. I've done a lot of research. I have a book. I have my little team of people that we work together, and I definitely know there's a need in North Canton for some help with our schools. As far as the abatement issue, it's done. It's done. What's done is done. It's over. I will not speak on that. It's like nailing, you know, you can only talk about it so often. Yes, it's caused some riffraff, a little bit of tension.
Yeah, I mean, just a little bit, just to look at that.
Yes.
Did it bother you at all as to how that went down, an unelected official? And I understand that that's controlled by state law.
It is.
But I
think people just spoke out about it maybe a little too late. I mean, it was done, and by the time it came to fruition is when we all really started to learn about it, was when we were noticed that the school did not get their piece. And
you know, and it was 100% initially. And like you pointed out, it's that's been taken care of, but it has to be distressing, I would think, to most North Cantonians that an unelected official has made this decision, and so the reaction might be, well, what are North Canton officials doing to get the law changed so that there is some accountability? And in my interview with the mayor, his solution for it is to limit the number of units that would be available for an abatement. And North Canton will probably bring that back eventually.
CRA can be a great program if used correctly.
Right.
Okay, it really can.
So you like that approach, as long as you don't get something like this, right?
Yeah, I think we need to pause. I think we need to regroup.
Right.
We need to see who, you know, has the fortunate ability to take this next step and be elected. And at that point, really revisit how it's done, where it's needed, and put on some strict regulations with it and what we use it for. It's meant for a certain purpose. And so I surprisingly, a lot of our constituents aren't fully aware of that either.
Okay.
And it's really, I'm not running to fix that problem. It's done. We've moved on.
Right.
It's caused some issues. The biggest issue I'm hearing is the tax increase of the 0.75 people aren't understanding that if you work, like you stated, if you work in Akron, that we're looking at a big increase.
Right.
Okay, we are.
And a number of North Cantonians do work outside the
For
city
sure.
where they have higher tax. North Canton's only
We've
1.5%.
always prided ourselves on
Right,
maintaining
right,
that,
right.
and it has been an attraction for
Right.
people to live and work in our community.
Right.
So yes.
So
for
are you on
years.
board that you want to keep it at 1.5%?
Obviously, I got to get in there, get my hands dirty, and look at the budgets, look where we are, see what really is attainable. Are there things that we can cut without cutting any of our service related or anything that directly impacts our citizens? But truly, I would prefer not to have raised taxes. That is one of my things. I don't want to raise our taxes. I don't want to put the people I talk to, they can't afford that. When they do the math and look at the guidelines, they cannot afford that additional 0.75. Where a few of us can, we got to really think about who surrounds us in our neighborhood, northeast, west, and south.
What's your personal position on the school tax?
I do not agree with the earned income tax district or the school district earned income tax. If it had an expiration date, I would probably feel differently. This is permanent, it's infinite, and I don't like that piece. I support the property tax increase. I support.
But they're all, what's
It's
one?
one. It's one. It's not one or the other. So that's where it's been hard for me because, I'm not running for school board. I will always support the schools. We were brought up here. My son goes there. I see the need. But being fiscally responsible, I can't support a permanent income tax like that.
Okay.
I feel like now, if it were to not pass, I would 100% work with the school as far as the community goes. The city and the school, we need to work as one and figure something out for a new plan. But I also, if it does pass, I'm going to help. I'm going to work with the schools as well to ensure things get done, and we're there to help them because the school and the city used to be one.
Right.
We did everything as a team, and so I really think the abatement caused some issues, and I think the project is big and it looks amazing on paper. I just feel we might need to pause and take a little more time to plan.
Okay.